The following is a presentation of the Greater Ontario Hockey League.
Welcome along the shoreline of Lake Erie and inside Port Colborne's Vale Health and Wellness Center for tonight's GOHL Spotlight game, featuring the Port Colborne Sailors and their Highway 58 rivals, Welland Junior Canadians.
Let's go Sailors! Let's go!
Tonight, the Sailors welcome in the future of Port Colborne Junior Hockey as they celebrate Minor Hockey Night under the spotlight. Players, along with their friends and families, have shown up to cheer on their hometown Sailors as Port Colborne looks to stay hot and continue to climb up the Eastern Conference standings. Face painting stations, fun and games, along with activities are on hand for all kids to enjoy prior to puck drop. Before the game tonight, the Sailors' local league U13 team was able to go inside the Sailors' locker room and get ready for battle with the boys and hear from Sailors head coach Kevin Roseborough.
We're going to welcome, this is the U13 Port Colborne Sailors. They're going to be part of our minor hockey night. Maybe we're extremely proud this year to incorporate Port Colborne minor hockey into our program a lot more. I know some of you guys have been out at some of their practices, and maybe we got some future Sailors here with us tonight, eh guys?
Sewing the captain's C on PJ Alexander's sweater this season may have been the smartest move for head coach and GM Kevin Roseborough. 13 points in his last 7 games, which include 3 multi-point efforts in a row for Port Colborne. The Sailors' leader will look for another big outing tonight while navigating the shipmates through a full 60 minutes of hockey. Skating alongside PJ tonight is Josh Caesar. The Ottawa native creates excellent opportunities all night long out front of the visiting team goal. The Ottawa native has 15 points this season for the Sailors. In goal, the workhorse, J.D. Lowe, will defend the home crease this evening. In the team's first and only meeting thus far, Lowe turned aside 23-25 in the Sailors' 4-2 victory. J.D. will make his 3rd straight start for Port Colborne, where he goes for his 10th win of the season. On the opposite side of the ice tonight, the Junior Canadians are continuing to search for answers on how to figure out their road woes. This young Welland lineup has 3 wins this season, which have all come back on home ice inside the confines of the King Street Ice Palace. The Junior Canadians offensively are led by Ukrainian-born Igor Stayko, who has 10 goals and 10 assists this season. Stayko is an explosive forward who can change the game with a flick of the wrist. Look for Stayko to be busy tonight out front of the Sailor goal. Tonight for Welland, it's a special night for the Junior Canadians captain Brock Hauser. You can't keep him away from the rink, as in his free time, Hauser loves giving back to the community on the ice and to the future stars of the sport by coaching some of the kids that are in attendance tonight. Hauser has 13 points on the blue line for Welland this season. Also tonight, Jason Liu will make his WJC debut. Liu signed with Welland earlier this week, where he was able to get a couple of practices in before making his big debut tonight. The North York native skated 11 games with the St. Michael's Buzzers of the OJHL and now will wear number 70 for Welland. In goal tonight, Ryan Moore gets the nod. The Toronto native is looking to spark the WJC by finding a way to tame the Sailors and send Port Colborne into choppy waters. Moore has a 5.48 goals against average and an .893 save percentage. This season, veterans PJ Alexander and Brock Hauser both wear the C proudly for their respective teams and shared their thoughts on tonight's matchup, which will mark another great chapter of the historic rivalry in the captain's comments, powered by Collins Clothiers.
The whole city just loves this team, and they just want to support us as much as they can, and they do a great job of it every night. A small town like Port Colborne, there's not like a lot to do, but this hockey team, really brings the community together, especially for days like tonight when we have a minor hockey night. I know it's going to be a lot of people and a lot of kids here, which is very great, and we're grateful for the support. Just build off of last weekend, even though we went 1-1, I we played 2 very good games, and you know, you play in a league where anyone could beat anyone on any night, so it's just about coming and bringing your A game every single time, and you know, that's what we're going to do tonight, and if we do that, I don't see us losing. It's such a great rivalry to have, you know, teams close like this, you know, especially in junior hockey too. You know the rink's going to be packed. They have their fans come down from Welland, and when we play there, we have our fans from Port go up there, so you know, it brings both communities together, honestly, and it's just such a great environment every time.
We're really close in location here. You know, some of our fans maybe come to Port games. Port fans come to Welland games. You know what I mean? We're trying to pull people in here. So it's a rivalry for sure. It's close. You know, like you said, we got some buddies on either side here. But when that puck drops, that's all out the window here. It's just go go go. You're playing for each other on your team. You're playing for the logo on the front. So it means a lot. It's a good rivalry, but yeah, you know, just got to keep working hard here and playing for the logo on the front. I remember, you know, being an 8 to 10-year-old kid watching Junior C in Dunnville when I grew up there. I know how exciting these games can be. So having kids in the stands is an awesome feeling, especially when you work with them and they can come and see you on the ice in your element. Yeah, they just bring the energy. I'm really excited to see the faces that come here tonight. I think it'll be a packed barn, and that's just more motivation to kind of play well, play that full 60, and come out with a win here.
Port Colborne kicks off a stretch of 7 games in the next 10 days, and it starts with another great chapter of the Battle of Highway 58. It's the Junior Canadians in town for a day with the Port Colborne Sailors under the spotlight.
Puck drop is next on 519 Sports.
Chipped off the wall, couldn't clear it out. Robinson, now up Lamb. Lamb able to gain center, but Nardilli makes him take a seat, and he gets the crowd going here on the Welland side. Left wing wall, in across, Nardilli. Far side to the back door, and that puck bounces on the goal line. It stays out. Good defensive play by Port Colborne. Now up Caesar, trying to stretch, and out they come. Wins the race. Strahoon, a big heavy hit, and Caesar goes awkwardly into the boards. Right away, PJ Alexander goes at Strahoon, and now the captain standing up for his line mate Caesar. Trying to start a scrap here, and everyone loving this inside the building. Hauser all tangled up as well. LaRiviere in there for the Sailors, but it's PJ Alexander and Drahoon going to go off, and it all starts from a big hit that sends Caesar into the boards awkwardly. 8:49 to go. First period of play in the spotlight game. We're still scoreless. Things starting to heat up in the Battle of Highway 58. Back to the ice comes Drahoon. 5-on-4. Tipped out front. Rebound for Wozni. Owen Moore gets across. That's a great stop in the power play. Far circle. Give and go. Back for Robinson. Around. Toe save again by Moores. He's able to stretch out and rob Wozni a second time. In a back and forth first period. Port Colborne 20 to go in the man advantage. Far circle, drops it for Caesar, in, and Ryan Moore, a confident start to this hockey game on top of the blue paint. Near side Hall, one more as he looks for options here. Port Colborne to the near side for Marcus Harris. Hall, the shot, pops the water bottle, it's Luke Hall! And under the spotlight, Port Colborne strikes first. A power play goal, Luke Hall, his 4th in a Sailor uniform, and it's 1-0 Port Colborne. And now the stars of the show take to the ice as the under-6 Port Colborne Sailors come in, as they are excited to get on the ice here and celebrate Port Colborne Minor Hockey Night. As the youngsters skate on, they got to go inside the locker room before the game, catch up with the team, meet the Port Colborne Sailors. And as you get a look at them here, celebrating with a great crowd on hand, smiles from ear to ear for these future Port Colborne Sailors. They'll move the nets up, and they're going to play a quick hockey game for us to celebrate Port Colborne Minor Hockey Night. PJ chips that one to the far side. PJ Alexander again has had a terrific month of November. As it across the line come the Sailors. Tries to slip that one to Alexander. He scores! What a find, and right on the doorstep, hello, PJ Alexander. Another big goal, and for the captain, he does it again. It's his 11th of the season, and 33 seconds into the second, it's 2-0. Across center, and that puck is dumped in. Nardilli and Cook exchange a couple, and there's an awkward collision as he goes into the boards. Port Colborne just trying to check on him as he went feet first into the boards. He's quickly back up, though. Taken away by Wozni. Wozni drops his shoulder, Kranacek, and what a hit Miranda as he comes in, as he stood him up, and Wozny's hurt behind the goal. Miranda, a big hit on Hudson Wozni, who is still not up. just enough as that one will spring Caesar. Here comes Caesar, weaving in, but this one right at the crest of Moore for a whistle with 14 exactly to go in the period. Wins the draw, Le Riviere across to the right wing wall. That'll be chipped in. Bouncing puck, Salvatore gets it in deep. Lamb tries to tuck it home on the side door, right on Moore, still tacking and whacking at it. And finally they come in, and right here we go. As Piliteri sends Lamb to the ice, Robinson all tangled up. Moore keeps it a 2-0 game. But a little theatrics now as a couple of pushing and shoving matches going. But I think the orchestrator of Dan Addy will keep it no penalties and will stay 5-on-5. Into the skates of Harris. Harris the shot, and that one goes high and wide as they get tangled up, and look out. Wozni goes right at the junior Canadian in the near corner as they wrestle to the ice. The delayed penalty coming up against Welland as they all right on top of each other here with 8:12 to go. Wozni right on top. I can't even see who that is for Welland, as we'll see what happens when the dust settles here in the second period. Top of the far circle, back to the blue line it comes Miranda. Across, the shot, scores on the power play. A big goal as it's upstairs, right over top of J.D. Lowe's blocker, into Welland back in it. It's a 2-1 game. Flora on the power play with 6:34 to go, his 8th of the season for the rookie. And it's a 1-goal hockey game under the spotlight. Couldn't connect, and Liu now has the puck, and here he comes here on the near side. We'll have to wait for the official goal call to see if he got his first point. As now for Liu again, the shot. Good stop. Bouncing puck out front, he scores! Taps it in, and we're tied. Igor Stejko, 2-2 here in Port Colborne. Back-to-back rookies get on the score sheet for Welland, his 11th of the season, and Stejko ties us up at 2. Good hand, Gilby, up top to Mikko. One more near side of Valenez. Down low. Oh, what a stop by Moore again, and this time with that left toe. And for Flora, a big night, his 8th of the season. Stejko, saucer pass across the line. Works in, he scores! It's the captain, Brock Hauser! Where's the point, Brock Hauser? But it is a WJC lead, a power play marker. They go ahead 3-2. 3 unanswered for the Welland Junior Canadians, and under a minute to go, they take the lead. It's 3-2. Up top, Valenez. Off the draw, Port Colborne wins it, far circle. Out front, near side, scores! Wozni, and we're tied at 3. 5 seconds into the power play. Wow, Woz signs light up, and it's 3-3 here in Port Colborne. Big goal for the Sailors, 5 seconds into the power play, and the man advantage 2 for 4 tonight with a big opportunity like that. Picked to his hometown OHL program. On the line with PJ Alexander tonight. In front, nice stop as Ryan Moore able to get the leg out in time. Shot through traffic on goal. Rebound, tries the wraparound attempt. Harris, somehow the puck stayed out. What a stop by Moore as Harris had a wide open net but couldn't get it over the stick of Moore. Moore making lights out stops with 18:26 to go in the third. Everyone else was. Valenez works in. Nice move. Valenez in. Follow-up attempt. Doorstep. Oh, what a stop. As Moore without a stick able to sprawl. Miranda got a stick in there as well. Port Colborne has 6 players on the ice. Santos still not noticing as he finally heads off. The officials didn't notice as well. Port had 6 on the ice for about 15 seconds. Into the slot. Right underneath him. He scores! Gilby, the go-ahead goal with under 60 seconds to go. Gilby, a big moment in a Sailor uniform. And it's his 5th goal for Port Colborne. They lead 4-3. Picked up by PJ Alexander, who chips it free. The net is empty. Alexander gets on his horse. He has Wozni out front, scores! Empty netter, and it's a 5-3 hockey game. Second of the night for Wozni as he flashes the anchor proudly. As 5-3, the Sailors go up with 15.8 to go. It's a final score of 5-3 for the hometown Port Colborne Sailors. Hudson Wozni, the final goal of the hockey game for his 2nd of the night. PJ Alexander continue his hot play for Port Colborne. They go on to take it 5-3, a final score over their Highway 58 rival, Welland Junior Canadians. 53-38, the total shots on goal. Port Colborne improves to 13-7-2. Another win on home ice, this one under the spotlight.
Through the second, we got a little bit more momentum, and then as the third, after they scored that third goal, it kind of lit a fire for us, and then we started playing how we can normally do, and we gave a great effort, and that's why we came out on top. They welcomed me with open arms, and everyone's been super nice to me. We're a great hockey club, and I love playing with these guys. They're all great hockey players, and they all work hard, and it's fun to play with them. That felt unreal. So I just got out there. I saw Harry and Robinson were battling in the corner, so I just tried to find some soft ice, and then Robbie came out with the puck and just had a beautiful saucer pass right to me, and then I just buried it. Felt unreal, though.
Obviously, it's a big goal in a big moment with what's going on in the game. He has that ability. For me, the reason I went out and got him, I was really familiar with him when I coached against him in the past. He plays the game hard. He plays it fast. He can play the game different ways. Things that we work on are at times just slowing the game down and making hockey plays. But when you watch him play in the third period, it was coming, right? He was, he's buzzing, he's finishing checks, and he's got elite feet. So it's just, keep encouraging him when things aren't going well. Just stick with the process.
It's tough with less than a minute left in the game there, but the boys are battling and we're working hard, and practices, on ice, off ice stuff, and it's coming along. We played a good game out there. We played, I think, a solid 60. Last minute of the game, can't be giving that up. But yeah, I think we're trending in the right way. Flora's been playing great for us. Obviously, putting points up on the board, but just grinding in the corners. He's not the biggest guy out there, but he'll go into any battle, and guys are feeding off that. Guys are seeing that in the corner, and then obviously some of these new guys, Jay, Mo, they're coming in here. They've only played 2-3 games, and they're adapting well. They're gelling well to the systems, and they're getting along with the boys in the room, and that's the biggest thing for us.
He's a great character kid off the ice, which is where it starts. And he comes in every day, and he works hard, and he wants to get better, and he talks to us as a staff and wants to know what he can do to get even more minutes than he already has. But we traded for him for a reason. I went hard after Cambridge to acquire his rights so we could bring him in. He's a great leader. He's kind of the heart and soul of our team, along with our captain Brockhauser and our other 20-year-old Matt Humphrey. And these guys made sure the boat gets rowed, and we keep going forward. And the attitude he brings is unparalleled. And if we didn't have him in the room, I think it'd be a little bit of a different mindset. But he's always knowing what to say the right way, and just very valuable piece. Really happy to have him. Really lucky we could acquire him, and one of my favorites. I thought we came out and we competed. I thought in the first 7 minutes, going up 7-1 on the shots is obviously a great start for us. And unfortunately, we get into a little bit of penalty trouble to get some momentum and get some shots back. But by the end of that period, we had fought back and had the shots within 3. So I think just our resiliency and the mindset we've been working on has been a big testament of our season. So just really proud of the group to come out and compete. We've been struggling a little bit with the power play to score 2 tonight. It's obviously great for us to take into our Nets game on Sunday, and just every day's a battle, every shift's a battle. It's never going to be easy, and like you said, we're never going to be a 10 out of 10, but we're also not going to be at the bottom of the barrel going with a 1 out of 10 effort. I think this group really digs in and it has the mindset, and it's just getting that experience and learning a little bit and going through these tough games, but we enjoy it.
First off, I'd just like to thank the Port Colborne minor hockey kids and families for coming out to support us tonight. I think it was a great environment for everyone, and I think the result was a little more exciting than I wanted it. But that's kind of how we've been playing this year. Very inconsistent. There's good and there's bad, and kudos to Welland tonight. I thought they come in the first period and they just really competed hard and pushed us, and we didn't push back. And then I think late as the game wore on, I think our urgency picked up a little bit. And then the third period is, how we need to play, and that's how we got the result, really.